Hello and thank you for joining us. We're here to talk to you today and give you the information you need to have the best hair ever. If you like this information, please subscribe so we can send you more. Today we're going to talk about hair and alcohol consumption. You all may not really want to hear this, but I think it'll be helpful. There's no judgment here. I absolutely adore a great glass of wine. Not so much a beer drinker, but I love my wine. So there's no judgment here, just information. And what we're going to talk about today is your hair and alcohol consumption. We're going to talk about alcohol and we're going to talk about the side effects. And first of all, we're going to start with what is excessive alcohol use. It varies again who you speak to. If you have a medical condition, any amount of alcohol may be deemed excessive. But for the average healthy female, 1 to 2 drinks a day is the maximum, and for a man, 2 to 3. Now, let's talk about what a standard drink is. A standard drink is only 5 ounces of wine, not a huge big goblet that's half the bottle. A standard drink, it's a lot less wine than you think. So be aware that if you are having a drink, that you know it's 1 drink and not really 3 drinks in 1 glass. That's important. A can of beer, domestic, is also a standard drink, and an ounce and a half of 80 proof liquor is a standard drink. So that's a standard drink. All right, so let's talk about what happens when you drink alcohol. So if I'm drinking alcohol, what happens is it can interfere with nutrient absorption and it can take the nutrients out of your system. So when you're drinking alcohol, you want to watch what you're eating. You actually want to have something in your stomach. The other thing that happens with alcohol is a lot of people are consuming their calories through alcohol, so they're getting less food. Less food means less nutrients. The other thing is, if you're drinking, like, we all like those pina coladas on occasion or a margarita, you could feel very full because those drinks can have a lot of sugar, a lot of calories. I mean, some of those drinks can have 500 or 1,000 calories. So you're going to feel full. You're not going to feel hungry. What happens? You don't eat. You don't eat, you're depriving your body of nutrients. How does that work? Why does alcohol really deprive your body of nutrients? Well, it does it a number of ways. First of all, it can increase the acid in the system. If the system is out of balance, it can be difficult for you to absorb the nutrients from the food you are eating. The other thing is too much alcohol can destroy and disrupt the lining of the stomach. If the lining of your stomach is a mess, again, you could be eating all the foods that you should be and taking the supplements, but if you've got leaky gut or other problems with your stomach due to alcohol, you're going to be absorbing less through the lining of your stomach, less nutrients. That's going to impact your hair. Alcohol's a diuretic. It dehydrates us. We drink, we have to go to the bathroom 5 times. That's because it's pulling the water out of our system. If your body's dehydrated, it is going to affect your skin, and your scalp is skin. Everything in the body needs water, so that dehydration is going to affect your body. It's going to dry out your body. It's also going to make sure that you're not detoxifying as much to take all the bad stuff out, so you don't have the inflammation in your follicle. Alcohol is an inflammatory. It flares up the cells. That's why it's really can age you prematurely as well if it's used excessively. So you want to make sure that if you are drinking, you understand it's a diuretic, and as a rule, if I have 1 glass of wine, I have to have 3 glasses of extra water. Really, really, really helps a lot. The other way is blood sugar spikes. Okay, so if you're getting a nice sweet drink, and wine's got a lot of sugar too, if you have that, it spikes your blood sugar. When your blood sugar spikes, again, it leads to inflammation. If you have inflammation in the scalp and the follicle, that's going to lead to hair loss, and it could lead to a decreased rate of hair growth and keeping you in the telogen effluvium stage for longer than it should be, which is slower hair growth. The other thing is sleep. It didn't really bother me when I was younger, could just sleep. But if I have more than a glass, and sometimes even just a glass, I'm going to wake up all through the night. If you don't sleep, your body doesn't regenerate and repair, including your hair follicles. Another crazy one is alcohol affects estrogen levels. It can increase them. Obviously, if your hormones are off, particularly in men, and hormones work together, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, they're all doing this dance of balance. I'm, again, not a doctor, but they're very complex and a lot more complex than people realize. So alcohol affects estrogen levels. Estrogen levels affect other hormone levels, including dihydroxytestosterone, DHT, which can cause hair loss. Alcohol takes the B vitamins out of your system. It absorbs them, particularly B1. Have you ever tied one on and you can't remember anything the next day? That's because the alcohol takes all the B vitamin, B1, out of your system, and B1 is what you need for memory. Bees are what grow our hair. So if we have too much alcohol and we don't put the B vitamins back in, we're really going to be affecting how our body is able to keep and grow and reproduce all kinds of great hair. So what's the solution? All right, well, the solution obvious is don't drink excessively. Make sure you've got a supplement, make sure you've got the nutrients either from your food or from a supplement, make sure you have that. But if you notice, if you've ever been to Europe, they always, when they serve you a drink wherever they go, they give you olives and nuts. Olives and nuts are full of oils and protein. Really interesting, because studies show that if you have protein in your stomach before you put something sugary in, including alcohol, it can actually avoid an inflammatory reaction. It can avoid a glycemic reaction of the blood sugar spike. So, number one, don't drink excessively. Number two, if you are going to consume alcohol, get some protein and good oils in there so you avoid those inflammatory blood sugar spikes. I love a glass of wine. I am still going to consume alcohol. I don't like the next day, so I don't consume a lot. I don't like the next day as in having had too much alcohol because it doesn't feel good. But I will have a glass of wine, but I always have it with food. I like it with a nice big piece of protein. It can be an avocado, it can be fish, whatever. But enjoy alcohol. Just be aware that it takes away, so whatever it takes away, be sure to put back. Thanks again, and if you like our channel, we ask you to subscribe so we can send you more information.